All right. So, hi everyone. Welcome to the website's call. We always begin this call with the introduction of our newest members. So, if there's anyone on the call who's attending the website's call for the first time, you can go ahead and introduce yourself to the community. Let us know what brings you here, what you work on, anything you'd like. So, anyone who's joining the call for the first time?
Yes, am I audible?
Yeah. Hi. Abhinav, you can go first.
Okay. Hi everyone. So I'm Abhinav from India, Kolkata. So I came across Meshery where I was exploring Linux Foundation, and I found the project to be very interesting. And the tech stack of the Meshery UI was well aligned with my skills. So and I wanted to be a part of big open source. I found the Meshery best for me. So today I didn't know where to start, so I thought joining the meeting would let me know about the website's projects that is in the Meshery. So that's why I joined it.
Yeah, the meetings are like the best place to begin with. And if you're into Meshery UI, you should also join the development call, which happens on Wednesdays, where we discuss more about Meshery UI, the Meshery components. So welcome, Abhinav.
Thanks a lot. And hi everyone.
All right, who else is attending the call for the first time? I see a couple of newcomers here. Shuvra, this is your first call, right?
Yes, it's my first call. Am I audible enough?
Yeah.
So I also first time came to know about Meshery through the Linux Foundation, but I thought that rather applying to Linux, let me explore the thing myself. So I joined through the Slack in the Meshery website. Like there's some link I found and I joined to the Slack and the newcomer thing. And I saw there's a Figma link, and I am a UI UX designer myself. So I would like to contribute to the design part of the entire project or any project assigned to me. And I am looking forward to all the experience I can gather and work with a great team.
Welcome to the community. So since you're into UI UX, we have a couple of new pages that we are publishing on our website. So maybe you can help with the design.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else who's new? Kanika, have you been to the website's call before? Like I know you've been to other calls, but if this is...
I have attended like the newcomers call and the development call.
You can give a quick intro here as well because
Okay.
we have new members everywhere.
Sure. So my name is Kanika. I'm a second year student pursuing BTech, and I'm a full stack MERN developer. And of course, I am very much interested in open source contributions like open source projects. And I got to know about Meshery through the LFX mentorship program. And it's been like 1 to 2 weeks since I have joined the community. And I think the work culture and the people are very nice here. So I would really look forward to contribute more to this community. Yeah.
Thank you, Kanika. Welcome once again. So let's begin. I realized I haven't been sharing till now. So for all the newcomers, we maintain the meeting minutes. So I'll share the link to the chat. If you're attending on the call, attending the call, please make sure you add your names in. So yeah, and if you have anything you want to discuss, you can add it in the agenda items here as well. Right. So I believe we don't have any other newcomers, so we can begin with the agenda items, right? Yeah. Okay. So the first topic is by Oluwatobi, your Meshery Cloud demo. So would you like to share your screen?
Yeah, I'll share my screen. So full sign up page I created, and this is the login page alternative for signing up. So it just like switch between login and sign up. And then so I created a full sign up page just for sign up. Yeah. So basically I have this sign up page that is I created a reusable component for this sign up. So if you notice, I used it here and here. I used just basically the same components here and here. So I created a reusable component, and then I used it both in the login and in the full sign up page. I had a bit of problem changing the color of the YouTube icon. I really don't know how to do that because I wrapped it in a div and changed the color, still nothing changed. So I think there's a problem with the icon because I just imported the social media orgs. Like I think there's a social media component and there's a social media alternative component. And I think this is how it is. I've not been able to change it. Also, I haven't added authentication to any of the social media. That's what I think for now.
Wow. Wow, this is great. You went over and above, actually. You did them both, or like both this screen and the other one, which is really good because they are quite likely to both be used. You even did so well as to include the mistakes that are inside of the design, which is in a lot of respects commendable because the way that things are supposed to work is that the design is supposed to be accurate down to the pixel, and then the individual that's implementing is supposed to pay attention to every pixel and make sure that it follows the design. In your case, you got a design that was like only so complete. So it's great. Yeah, you're right. That particular YouTube icon it has caused us a little bit of a pain in the past. I mean, it was just recently updated. The pain that it had caused is that right facing triangle, or at least that's how I think of it, in the center was white or white colored, white filled, and instead of being transparent. And so I don't know, last couple of weeks or so, there was an update to create a mask to crop it out. And probably in that process, the color, that charcoal colorish, is probably encoded into the SVG itself. You can override that color with CSS, or I was going to say, or just modify the SVG directly. SVGs, I always think of them as pictures, but then lose sight of the fact that they're nothing but just XML on the inside. And so they can be opened up and sort of hand edited. But anyway, this looks great. On the other page, the one where you've got, there's one thing where actually there's only, from my part, there's only one piece of feedback, and it's a doozy. And that is the green 5 in the upper left-hand corner he's looking a little heavier than he normally is. He's looking a little fatter than usual. That's because the 5 is skewed. So his belly's sticking out in the upper left-hand corner. So just look out for that. Sometimes when you specify both height and width, you end up in a situation in which it gets, and probably it's deceiving to you because maybe when your browser is not as wide, it probably wasn't looking so overweight.
I did a bit, so I'll fix that. Yeah, so this is the second page. So So you could alternate between login and sign up. So
Do any of those work by chance? Not the email and password, but like the social platform buttons? Do
no,
they-
I always
Okay.
added authentication to them.
Gotcha. No problem. It's cool. This is great. Both of them, both of the implementations that you've done add a new feature that other contributors will wire up on the back end. The new feature is that email and password, which is nice because today we don't let people sign up with their own email and password. We only support clicking on one of those identity platforms. And that's the thing that we're looking to change. So this is good. This particular one gives people the typical login or sign up, kind of two different forms. Nice. Does anybody else have feedback on these new pages?
Just one thing, like right now, the sign up page, which is the active one, that is highlighted with white, right? But it kind of gives like, to me, it looks like the login page is active right now because the black color is used. This is the sign up page, right?
Yeah.
So maybe try inverting the two colors. Like since
Okay.
it says on top, it says login, but you're currently on the sign up page, right?
Yeah.
So when you're on the
Oh, yeah. I guess
yeah.
I'm going to fix that.
So on the sign up
Because
page,
I had coded this, so I think I could just like, yeah, I'll fix that.
yeah, so basically that should change, and if that's black, then the active tab should be black. And
Alright.
the other page, that the full sign up page that you're on,
Okay.
just a small thing, use the Meshery logo with the icon because the other two projects have icons, right? So just to be,
Alright.
but otherwise,
Thank you.
it's great. Any other feedback? Anyone? No? Right. Okay, thank you so much. So the next topic is by me. So on the layer 5,
On the list,
yeah. Is my voice echoing for all of you?
it's probably the live stream you have.
That darn live stream. Yeah,
It's still echoing. I don't know why.
yeah. If you happen to have the live stream open in a different tab or different browser, that might do it. If not, it's just because you like hearing yourself talk, I guess. Cool. I don't hear it anymore, but you, yeah.
Okay, so even I don't hear it. Okay, great. So we have a new writing program that it's published on the community handbook site. So this is for all the writers out there. If you want to contribute, say, a blog or a resource article, the first step that you'll have to do is fill out this form. So this is basically a instruction, a guide of how should you go about contributing, what are the various things you can contribute, blog, resource, and resource itself is like a huge library. So this contains a lot of stuff, like it could be a tutorial, it could be a recorded webinar, anything that you want. You could, if you're good with video editing and you make videos, you can also try something like this for us, a product video of some sort. And yes, so the first thing you have to do is fill out the content form that is available over here. So after that, we'll get in touch with you about whatever field it is that you want to work on. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to bring up on the website's call once, because if you're interested, you should go fill this out. Right, anyone who is interested right now, you can like signal or just take your time with it. It can, like, basically you can write a blog on anything you have done, like any feature that you've implemented, or if you've been stuck on an error for a long time and you finally fixed it, maybe you can share the fix with other people. The topics are endless, so anything that you want, just share your ideas with us and we'll see how we can, help you get your work published.
That's awesome.
So another thing was the executive bio that I was working on. Okay, so I'll share this in a bit. I forgot to run my local host right now because my build is not working. So I'll bring this up a little bit later. So talking about blogs, so we have a couple of open PRs for blogs. So I just wanted to point this out. The multi-cluster blog, I reviewed it once. The blog is ready. I think it just needs a new thumbnail to go otherwise from my end, the review is complete. Abhi's blog, I'm yet to review. I think he's made his final PR, final draft updates, and it also requires a thumbnail. Aditya's blog, he has made a couple of changes. Aditya, I've reviewed your blog last day, so if you incorporate those changes, it'll be good. And Yash, your next draft is pending, right?
I will make a PR today only.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll circle back on this one. So we can move on with Harshit's topic. Harshit, you're on the call, right? Yeah. Do you want to share your screen?
Okay, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so my screen visible?
Yep, it is.
Okay, so from a couple of weeks, I am working in a dark theme. So as I'm working on the process, I'm getting a reviews and I'm solving these issues. So this is the progress that I have changed these shadows here. And for the block pages, basically, I added these same borders. And after opening a blog, we have the same borders to that be compatible with the background. And I also changed some few pages here. Like I think the project page is done now. We have completed almost all the pages now converted in a dark theme. And I will be making this PR to shift from a draft to mergeable branch. So I want all the Meshery contributors to review this and check the PR, because I think there are almost 30 to 40 pages I changed. So there's a high possibilities that a few pages are in a fault or not working as it should be. So any reviews on this?
Yeah. So Harshit, do you have? Can you show the theme or the the approach that like, let's say if a new page was being added and maybe some new styles were needed, as that new page was created, the author or authors would want to make sure that the page works well in either mode. And is there a convention that you're establishing of like, you define a color using one CSS class and then the same named CSS class, but like the name of the other mode? Like what are you proposing in terms of how the theme is managed, how the colors are
Okay.
managed?
Okay, I got it. So basically, first I'm starting from the beginning. From start, we have a reloading the different pages here. Like we have a different page here and different page here. And after reloading, we have this navigation bar which is changing the colors. And basically every component is being shifted from a light theme color to the dark theme color. And it's for at the beginning, if we does not have a color, so it's taking a color from a cookies, and if cookies are undefined, it will default go to the light color theme. And basically for we have here that for example, okay, so okay, let's start from the starting page. Okay. Yes, so this is the landing page we got. So first of all, thing is happening that if we are taking theme from the cookies, and if the cookies is undefined, we basically set it on the default, which is a light mode. And in a light theme, basically it changing the checking the theme, which is if it's not a dark, it converted into a light mode. No, it's not checking here. Basically, it's checking in a navigation bar. Basically, okay, so okay, we have to open the navigation bar.
Nice. So in every page, there's a common component that performs the theme check. Kind of a
Yes,
check.
yes, we have a theme style for a individual component. For each page, we have a different theme styles, and it's taking the, because we are reloading the page from the beginning, so we have to get the themes for every page. So, and if the page is dark, so we have this global styles, and if the page is dark, we load this theme, this object, which decides the color for each component. And if we have a light, we load this object, which decides color for a light theme. So this is the process by which our dark theme is working.
Nice. Hey, your Visual Studio Code, the fact that you get the HTML color highlighted over the HTML code, is that educate me, enhance my development experience? What plugin is doing that?
It's basically an extension. I think the extension name is. I actually saw it on Instagram. I think I forget.
Color
its name.
highlight.
Yes, color
Color
highlight. I think it is. Yes, it's just an extension. Yes.
Cool. Then if you would, okay, and so this particular theme styles.js, this is an example of how are you differentiate, how are we, there it is, export constant dark theme. So there's the light theme up top, the dark theme down below, which I guess makes sense. Light on top, dark on bottom. That makes sense. Okay, and then so just, okay, so it's a verbatim repeat, right? It's an exact copy of one versus the next, the same names. Okay, got you. So on a page like, so on the blog posts, some of the images in the posts have a shadow and some don't. That's just how it is in the light theme today. So the blog posts, there's a separate style sheet for that's generally reused across blogs. Is that the same approach that you took inside of blog styles? Is to have a light section and a dark section?
For a blog post, we have basically templates here, and I changed basically the templates which we use for our blogs. So I saw that the blog single is also taking global styles. So I used it at the same format that I use for every component. Don't have to do something extra. I just did it as.
Okay, I got lost. I got lost in your explanation. Can you go to, if you don't mind, can you go to like collections, blogs, somewhere in there, or inside of VS Code, somewhere in there is blog.js, blogstyles.js or something.
Yes, this is blog. We have a okay.
No, you have to go to the collection folder.
Okay, collections. Yes.
Blog.
If you haven't seen this one yet, surprise, there's multiple style sheets.
No, I actually already changed this. Basically, I don't know that this exists.
Nice. Okay. Are you're saying you're not familiar with this one just yet?
No, I already familiar with this, and I already changed this. That this text revert, I also converted it to the dark theme for. I already
nice.
worked on this.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. All right. Yeah, because those tie into the main theme. Okay. Here's where you might have some more work cut out for you, is to the extent that, I guess, if all you're concerned with are colors, you might just have to scour this particular style sheet for any colors that are locally defined. And then you might have to update them with a global reference. And, because otherwise it'll just be one of those gotchas, one of those, like that white, those variables right there, navy, gray, white, such and such, I'm not even sure that those are used.
No, they are not used.
But
okay, so yes,
there's one other, there's one under news as well, and I think that's and then every single component itself has its own like locally defined styles as well, which I know you're aware of. And you were saying you've gone through a number of pages now.
Okay.
That means that you've also gone through any number of existing components, and okay. And then when you find a locally hard-coded or locally statically defined color, that's probably a red flag for making sure that it gets updated to a theme color, I suppose.
Yes, that's actually the biggest problem from my side, because I have to then create a new object like this, and I have to place this and just choose color for a white theme, that the same color, and also have to choose a color for the dark theme. Then this is the biggest part of this approach.
Yeah. Which what week are we on now? Because like I still got my bet on, like, it's not a 1 week. Like, anyway, when you do that, if you don't mind, since you're in there and you're at your headspace, you're in that headspace where you've got like project card color, project shadow, if you would take an extra moment to just visually segregate each individual component section. So there's a project page that has project colors. And if you just add a comment, that'd be nice to.
Okay. This is obvious. Yes, I will do that. But yes, I am working on a approach now that it will work. Then I will just refactor everything.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Does anybody else think that this approach is like one of the things that this approach won't work? One of the potential benefits of this type of approach is that it places pressure on best practices of central definition of colors, specifically colors, but of styles, kind of more generally, sort of centrally defined styles and the reuse of those styles, which sometimes is a pain in the rump when you're trying to execute on one particular thing in a component. You're like, oh, if I just updated it here, I know that it would change, but it's being controlled by this other component, or I'm sorry, this other variable. And now I'm scared if I change the global variable, what other components are going to be, impacted? And then what ends up happening a lot of times, especially I think in an open source project like this, there's 300 people who've contributed to this site. And, most of them didn't stick around for a year, or most of them were here for a week or less or something, which means most of them don't have the wherewithal to go learn all of the centrally defined colors, make the update, and ensure that it doesn't impact somewhere else. And which is why we end up with like more locally defined things. So I'm wondering if you reflect on that for a minute, because what'll end up happening if that was the way that things just kept going was people that they say, okay, I'm in the project page, I need to add this, I want to change the color here. Gosh, it looks like there's these other components are using this centrally defined variable. I'm not sure which all of them use it across the site. I'll just make a new variable, project card color 8 or whatever. And then they're guaranteed that they're the only ones that are using it at the moment. It is it's centrally defined such that they can have a light color and a dark color. And then what you find if you let a couple of months roll by, you've just got this massive mess inside of a very long style sheet of colors of which, there's not necessarily a lot of reuse. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's an issue with your approach. Rather, I'm just saying it's an issue of the manner. And so it's like part of the answer is, okay, well, the maintainers that are here and those that are here for a while, like Harshit, who's been here for a while, is one of those individuals that offers reviews on PRs and can say, oh, hey, you should probably just reuse an existing color. The thing is like, even that falls by the wayside. Harshit can't look at them all or moves on or forgets that, this is something to think about. Give some thought as to how it can be sustainable. It can, like some of it can be, I don't know. Let's say that there's this often used Keppel green color. Let's say there's a color that gets used a lot. Okay, great. But sometimes there's variants of the color that also are used, or the color is applied sometimes with shadow or sometimes without. It might be that through selectors or through, through a hierarchy inside of CSS, that you might be able to keep some of that CSS variable sprawl down to a minimum if you're using hierarchical selectors, because you might be able to then stay within the overarching like parent class. And as you go down, it's like in general, there's like the fact that slide shadow, that green looks like Keppel green to me. As a matter of fact, I think I have the RGBA memorized. That, how many times do you think we've defined that color? More than once? Yeah, right. Yeah. Why?
Okay, so actually, basically, the problem is that we want a light green color for a white, like it should have opacity of 0.5, and for dark, we should have opacity of 1. So even if they're the same color, we have to define different variants for a white theme and light theme on a dark theme. So that's why it's getting repeated again and again.
Sure, but only twice. In that case, it would be like, how many times have you done that? Twice. And this is actually a great example of what I'm referring to about like a sub-selector. Potentially, I know that these are variables and you're not making selections. Anyway, I'm trying to offer up like potential other approaches to making this sustainable long-term. As an aside, I'm curious as to whether or not the dark mode would really need full opacity or a 1.0, or if it shouldn't just be the same. And I guess I'll take a look as the PR is up about what the difference is.
Okay. I think basically it was using in this I think blog pages we have images. So for a light theme it was looking good, but in a dark theme it was little fadey. So I chose 1.2 for that specific reason. Just but I think once we just review the colors and all the things, then we can decide that it's not looking great. It's not.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Good. Keep with it. I mean, don't give up now. Cool. Anybody else have thoughts? And has anyone else run into the challenge that I was alluding to about variable sprawl? As I know, Subedy, who's on the call, works on a number of you work on some of the other sites. Some of the other sites have CSS style sheets that are like 1,000 plus lines, 2,000 plus lines. I'm not reading through that whole stupid thing trying to find the right pre-existing class. I'm just going to define a new class. So it'll be 2,012 lines long, right? So, yeah. Which is why I like Sass. It helps with breaking them down. But it also lends itself to a bit of repetition. And so I don't, yeah, I'd be curious about how other sites deal with this. Some of it's just coding convention. It's like ultimately the answer. But cool. Anybody else have thoughts? Nice. Okay, good. I'm glad. I love being able to bring up problems and then bring no solutions. So there's a couple of potential solutions that I tried to toss in there, but yeah, good. So Abhinav was just wondering if maybe we can make a util function to change the opacity of the color. Yeah, that's a good. That's something. From my part, I think that's something good to reflect on. It's kind of what I was trying to tease at with respect to subselectors or inheritance is it being able to just define an item once if you can, and then modifiers from there. That doesn't fit all use cases necessarily, but it does help reduce some of the duplicity. That's it.
One of the solution that I can recommend is that we just remove the hard-coded color selectors and just choose the colors for different part of the like we want a shadow, so the color of shadow should be this only. But that will give less colors that we have. But we have a specific colors for a specific context. We can do something like this.
Yeah, the blogs, in the blog style, I think that's a great example of, hey, look, yes, it's somewhat creativity limiting, but here's 20 styles and that's it. And every blog post has to just try to do their best with these 20 styles, and making up new styles is highly discouraged. It is kind of, it's like you want an image that you want to show an image. Okay, it can be left, right, or center. It can have shadow or not. It can float or not, and then that's it. Like after a while, yeah. Anyway. Cool.
Okay. And okay, anything else, or should I stop sharing, I guess?
Yeah, I think sorry, you should give it some thought somewhat. Really sorry. Give it some more thought, and everyone else, you can go review his PR to see the styling of the other pages. Just one thing that, like Lee was saying, the more the variables, the more confusing it is for all of us, because like even now with the little amount of variables that we have, people still like sometimes even I forget to use the prop styles. So yeah, we'll have to come up with ways to reduce it or to make it more generic.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I will think about this. Yes.
Thank you, Harshit. So I'll just quickly show the executive biosig. So basically, my PR is open. So this is the new modal that we open up, but I think we wanted URLs for this. But I was trying to like add an URL to the existing React component, but there's an package that I found for React URL model, but that is not something that we use on our site yet. So I was holding off from installing a new package. I was trying to see if I can modify this one itself, but I haven't been able to figure it out yet. So if anyone has any, like here we use the React model package. And if you guys know how to, like basically we want to be able to share the link with the model open. Like if we want to show just this, we want it to reflect in the URL. I haven't been able to do it with this component. So if this doesn't work out, I'll try to do it with this one. And about the picture over here, the picture can be different. We'll just have to pass a new like image. So that won't be a problem. So yeah, that's all.
I
Yeah.
I think
Your voice was a little unclear.
yeah, Gatsby has a plugin for this.
Which do you like know the name, or if you have a link, you can share it. I share and mute if you're speaking. Okay. Yes, if you find the plugin, you can share it with me.
Yeah. I shared the link. You can check the chat.
Okay. Cool. I'll take a look. Thank you. All right. So moving on.
Devapriya, I wonder if an anchor reference will get you where you're trying to go. I don't know if it will.
I tried that, but like that takes us to a new page, right? So this is not exactly a new page.
Yeah, well, or it takes you to a particular location in the existing page, like an in-anchor, or I'm sorry, an in-page anchor. So so the URL would end up looking like community members name # or hashtag full.
Okay, something like
yeah, like top, yeah. And so most commonly folks will use that to just as you're doing here, like to go to set the position of the page to a particular location. And I thought that I'd seen it used in the past to be able to display something like a modal. It's worth a quick Google search on.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do this first.
We can add JavaScript to it. Like if we encounter something like hashtag, then open the model.
Okay, yeah, that is a good idea. I'll try to take a look at this one today. Sorry. Right. Thank you, Lee and Aditya. Moving on, we have Kanika and Jaideep's topic. Would you guys want to share your screen?
Yeah. So I'm just sharing my screen. Okay, so is it visible?
Yeah.
Okay, so as a community member, me and my colleague Jaideep Solania, so we encountered a problem, like not a problem, but I think that's a suggestion that we would like to do. I think every community, whenever a member or a person encounters a very new community, the first thing, what I think is the first thing he or she finds is a Discord server for the community. So I know that there is a Slack channel for the Layer 5 community, but the thing is that the Slack channel is more on the professional side. Like I'm telling you in the perspective of a very newcomer person, whenever he encounters this community, he or she would be looking for a Discord server or something, or a place where he can easily or have a very friendly chat with the community members or the people who are the contributors. So as you all know, you must be knowing that what is Discord. It's a free voice and video text chat app that's like used by people who are of like our age, like the people or other like above 15 years of age. Okay, so what is a Discord server? So a server is something like a server for a separate community where people can, all the contributors, mentors, leaders, and everyone who is the part of the community is in one place with their roles assigned, and also different channels for like help or for like general chit chat or for like events or opportunities. Okay, so this is like a screenshot that how the channels would look like, and this is how the people would look like. We can like assign the roles of the people, like is he the is he or she a contributor or an organizer or a community leader or a mentor maybe. Okay, so what is the need for a layer 5's Discord server? So as I told you that Discord has a very unique, it's a very user friendly UI. So I think it's very easy for people, for especially for newcomers, just to join the Discord. Like see, everyone will not everyone doesn't come with a motive of joining the community and contributing. Some people come to like they see, they hear about the community and they are like, let's just explore it. So I think Discord server is the best source for like exploring the things, exploring the people who are using it. We can have separate channels. Okay, so let's come in the execution part. So, Jaideep, would you like to just add something?
Okay, so hey everyone. So we are basically not saying that just overcome Slack. Like we want to shift on Discord as well, so that the newcomers can find it easily to involve with the community. So this is the execution that we are going to do. So me and Kanika will design the Discord server from scratch. We will make all the channels with their respective roles, and we will add Discord.
Okay, so we are also deciding on making the Discord bots. Like we can have like bots which can automatically do the stuff. Like if a newcomer comes, like greeting them, or if there is any event which is coming by, like as you said, you were talking about that writing competition, like the participation thing. So we can have like a separate channel of events on the Discord server for things like that. We like the meetings which are held on Zoom, that's totally fine. But I think weekly events, like small events which could be like friendly events or introductory events about the community, that would be a good part for the Discord server. And so if this proposal gets accepted, me and Jerry would like to take the initiative to make this Discord server, and we would love to have people participated in this so that we all can make it a very big community. Like one more point which I like to add is we also want to make people aware of this community. Like we want to tell people that it's a very nice community, there are many projects, and I think Discord servers, the link of Discord servers, it's a very easy way of telling people that just come, explore the community, have a talk with the mentors, have a talk with the contributors, and it's totally on the contributor that you want that if you are a UI UX designer, you can do that project. So yeah. So as Jaideep said, we are not saying to like ban Slack. I think Slack is for the professional things. Like if there is a doubt or something in the technical part of the repositories, so they can ask for, they can be done on Slack. But Discord is more for like making people comfortable with the community, and also for technical stuff. It's not just for chit chats, it's for like technical stuff. And yeah, so I think this is all. And here we have, I have shared the link of this proposal on Slack channel, and here is our socials. So yeah, that's all.
Okay, Kanika, thank you for the proposal. My biggest concern is, however, that if we continue with both Slack and Discord, it'll be very difficult for the community managers to keep track of what's happening. Like, for example, if we do the technical part of our conversation on Slack, and there could be some people who've joined just Discord, not Slack, so they won't be aware of the technical conversations that are happening. And in that case, the Discord server will just act like a place for chit chat. It won't be exactly where we talk about the project much. So I think it'll be very difficult to manage. So what do you think about that?
I think to solve this, I think we could have some maintainers of the Discord community, so that they can assist the people that like whenever we see the website of like the Meshery or the layer 5, there will be a footer with all the social links. There will be Slack also, Discord also. So I think the first thing that the people will do will obviously join the Discord. So we can have the maintainers in the Discord community, which could guide the people, guide the newcomers, that you have to join the Slack as well for the technical, for like the core technical stuff. So yeah, I think I know that Slack is altogether a very big channel to handle, and community leaders and they are doing it. But I think the Discord community could have maintainers of their own to guide them. So yeah, I think that's my suggestion.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Kanika, this is great, and Jaideep, this is great. I think Jaideep, yeah, Jaideep. Like questions for you. Say more, if you would, about how Discord is potentially more inclusive for newcomers, or sort of inviting for newcomers, as versus Slack.
Okay, so if I tell you about the whole UI of the Discord channel, I think the people of our age are more familiar with the Discord server. Like there is a component in the right side of the Discord server, which will be having all the organized, like all the people who are part of the community with their name and their roles assigned. On the left side, there will be channels, like there will be text channels with the name of the projects that Layer 5 has to offer, and also the voice channels, different voice channels. So you just have to just click on them, and then you will be. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. Do you want to share? Are you sharing Discord now? Or?
Yeah, sure. So I can show you. Okay, so this is a community AVL. Okay, so here you can see these are all the channels. These are the text channels. Like there's announcement, guidelines. This is the like official channel of AVL. Then there is a part of introduction, like the people who are joining the community, they can introduce themselves. Then there is a discuss thing. This is the community discussion part, the things that could be discussed. Then we have a separate thing for the contributors. Now the contributors will again have a general channel to say like what are the people doing and how is contributing to it, like stuff like that. Then there is achievement channel. Now this is totally personalized. We can have as many channels, and we can have the least channels for not having any confusions. So yeah, like this is like the voice channels. I can just disconnect from here. Okay, so let me just show you. So this is like the community meetup channel. So I can just turn on my camera from here. I can show my screen from here. So yeah, I think this is the main thing is that I think people are more like familiar with this kind of stuff, Slack is obviously a very good platform, but I think it's more on the professional side. So of course, we can, as I said, we can have maintainers so that we can have both Discord and Slack go hand in hand.
Yeah, nice. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Another one from me is, so there's one thing that's that's enticing is the ability to identify individuals within the community as holding particular roles or being of a particular focus, such that those individuals are more discoverable. Or like, hey, if you're proposing a change, maybe you'll propose that change to an existing contributor of the project that you're proposing the change to. That can be helpful, I think, for people trying to navigate. It can also have a counter effect of, well, just reinforcing that, like, these are the people, go see them, potentially overwhelm them, potentially dismiss others in the community from having a voice and expressing opinion as well, because you're directing everyone to those others, and you're elevating them, not based on the merits of their contributions in the channels, which should be obvious if someone's a maintainer or someone's been around for a while and has a strong opinion or lots of justifications behind their opinions, that it would become evident as you look across the channels that, like, oh, this person won't shut up, or oh, that was an intelligent response. That it can be helpful to designate people, and then it could also inadvertently be dismissive of juniors in the community or people who haven't been around as long, and giving them the same equal footing to express their opinion.
Okay, so as I said, that this server would be totally personalized. If you think that this role thing is not a good thing to do, so
Cool.
we can just we will not have the roles. I
Just
think,
say,
yeah,
very
we
good.
can just
Actually,
discuss.
good. Actually, I probably, when I was making that statement, it was good. There's nothing to defend there, or rather, I hear what you're saying. You can use them or not. That's a great response. But it's actually a statement for all to consider that are on the call. Like, hey, whether or not, as you consider some of those different capabilities of something like Discord, be aware that on the surface, sometimes they look good. They can also have an adverse effect.
Yeah.
Sometimes the adverse effect is nominal, and it's still better to have highlighted these people as people to go see.
So yeah, I think we can just have a small part for the maintainers. There will be 4 to 5 people of the maintainers, and that's it. Everyone other than the maintainers will be on the same plane. Like, they will not have any role, not a contributor, not something. They are all on the equal pace. So yeah, we can have that.
Nice. Where Discord, so when we say Discord server, we're not saying Discord account or Discord space, but we're talking, I think we're talking about two things, both the space / the account, and also we're talking about the need to run a server.
No, there's not a server kind of thing. Just imagine it like as in a Twitter space or something. It's like Discord is a whole app. It has many servers which people can make of their own. Like Layer 5 will have its own server. It's not related to that local host server, but it's like a place where people belonging to the Layer 5 community, they can be just be at one place and have a conversation. So yeah, it's not that technical server.
Got you. Where is the server? It's too bad that they use that word, because now it's kind of hard not to use something else. Where is the server hosted? Or like, if we create a space, where is that space persisted?
It's not it's not like it's hosted or something. It's just a saying that we say it's a server that just come to our server or just go to that server. But it's like you can think it of like a place, like a place for the community. So,
Got
yeah,
you.
it's-
Okay. So,
yeah.
so discord.com or Discord, the corporation, they'll retain your, so like you have a local Discord client or you use your web browser.
We use
to-
the Discord app. You can use the Discord desktop app or like on the browser, but it's more convenient to use the Discord app.
Nice. And then of the messages that are interchanged, so
Yeah.
if I fall asleep and wake up in the morning, or, you know, and you look at messages that have occurred overnight, where are those messages stored?
Yeah, it would be like the messages would be same, just like a Slack channel. You will have like if you have messages from yesterday, it will be seen like you have unread messages from yesterday, or you can react to those messages, or you can like if the messages are unread, it will be shown that these messages are unread, or if you want to mark them as read, they could be marked as read. So it's like it's same as Slack. The messages kind of thing, it's same.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, so Kanika and Jadip, this is great. This is great. This is one to set the expectations correctly. Like one, it'll be this is something you should persist with. There's about 4 times as much diligence to do as you've done thus far. And by that, some of that's not necessarily fair to you because some of that is there are existing bots and existing integrations that we have in Slack that would need to be accounted for to make sure that those things, either that they would transition over or that we could find a different solution for. There's kind of the question of trying to maintain 2 of them, even if people are volunteering to run the other, either of the 2 locations. We have this problem of dilution of culture. It's quite easy to, for your culture to dissolve. And by that, I mean, or you need stalwarts in both environments to be able to say, no, you're being a prick, get out of here. Or like to enforce the culture of the community, or, hey, no one's answering this person's question. Other people should help. Hey, are you here to help or not? And we do a ton of that. Like every message in the Slack that we have now is read by a community manager for sure. Most of them are read by, almost all of them are read by multiple community managers. And that's fine. That doesn't mean you can't propagate the culture. It's just of the list of things that we would need to account for. It's like, okay, do we have enough community managers now who are active enough to like sustain something like that? If someone's trying to make a decision on a design decision, those decisions could probably no longer be made in Slack or Discord, but would need to be made probably in a central place, like in a design spec, in a Google Doc, because members of one community wouldn't be aware of discussions happening in the other. And that's fine. It's fine. Just like I was saying about labeling people or grouping people, that's fine. We just need to write down the potential ramifications, perverse ramifications of hey, don't make decisions in one area versus the next, because then it's going to upset people that weren't in Slack or weren't in Discord. And so here's how, what we just need to come to understand is how that would affect things like that. And that's fine. Like things change. And so we should change them if we consider, if we consider some of the significant pros of something like Discord. It sounds like Discord is, well, for certain sections of the population, much more comfortable, much more used. Sliding into a new server, super easy. Come check out this community, see if you like it. You're great. Like, what is that? We should qualify what we think that segment is. Is that a desirable segment, or is that a segment that will just overrun the already overwhelmed maintainers with a bunch more questions? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm saying like, hey, that segment should be qualified.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm getting your point. Like it's like maintaining two different communication channels. Yeah, I think it's a little more. It's a little overwhelming part for all the maintainers. Yeah, I really respect like what you are saying. So yeah, I think it's just a very friendly proposal. But I think yeah, you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I'm actually being very encouraging. Like you guys should persist with this. I'm saying like
Okay.
of what you've considered, great. Like keep going. You've got about 4 times as much to consider as what you've considered just yet. It is it's not a small consideration, which means the work to propose it is also not small. You might not want to persist after a while. That's okay. I wouldn't think any less of you or like this is a great suggestion to earnestly consider it and to truly like take action on it. The stuff that I'm listing out and there's more will need to be accounted for. I can go in and enter in a number of things that we know are considerations that we should, chew through. In part, like maybe after I do that, it'll be kind of a question to Kanika and Jadip about how much more energy you have toward it.
Yeah.
And if you do, great, like let's really go, there's merit to this suggestion. And if you don't, that's okay. Like we still have it on paper. It's not the first time or the last time that we would consider this. So, I mean, like we would only refer back to it and build upon it. So.
I'm getting it. So yeah, let's see. Okay.
Yeah, this is great. Okay, great job. I mean, other than the fact that Mr. Campos maybe needs to, there's something that we need to go fix with the template, which is just a simple accident. This is great. Like I promised to put in a few comments and toward moving to Discord. So you shouldn't actually, all of the comments that I'm giving are qualifiers. Like, hey, this looks good. Let's make sure that that really is good. This looks good. Let's make sure that that really is good. It's good. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kanika. So we are a lot over time today. So I think we'll take up these topics in the next call or in the Meshery Def call since it's on the catalog. So thank you guys for joining today. See you all next week. Bye.
Thank you guys. Yeah. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.